I mean, you are, you've already played 12 times, are now 13 against whatever it is, their attack or their defense. Start to run deep into the book, whether it's your own strat book or whether you're trying to figure out what theirs is and counter it. It becomes very tough when you get to OT with the mind games. Second OT, and we just keep them going. It only gets even more difficult to deal with. It's Defo attempting something that cost him his life before, but okay, it works out this time. What are they going to do with it?
Yeah, you see the same spam come through from Brave, but ultimately it's just to try and deter that push. Wall buying a little bit of extra time, but as said, like, Mech really don't care about that clock being low. They've still got the majority of their players set up outside the B site, and there hasn't been any aggression from Fnatic, so they don't have that information. Instead, they're going to look to start reclaiming some of that ground, and the Boombot might give them the info they need.
No, Fnatic will. I mean, they're still sitting here, though, waiting to fight as they come on out of mid, but that timing is absolutely perfect as mechs start to make their way forward. Fnatic are under heavy pressure on the site. Heaven control completely given up. The utility starting to come in. It's at that moment that they step it up, but mech, they come right back into it. Chronicle with another, leaves Magnum to do it all with Boaster's death, although he's still helping out with a kill from the grave. 2 to go. Magnum's been solid so far. Player just about to peek his left. That timing, oh, it works out so poorly for him.
Again, it started so strongly. Like, this crossfire initially getting the first couple of kills, but it's just Shados. Like, the fact he's able to clear both there.
A team that likes to take its time a little more. Now, they're going to start this round out playing for that knife to come through. They want Boaster to look for the information right at the start. He doesn't, waits a moment, and it comes through a little bit late. Now they start to push on up, knowing their utility can't be stopped. They're on the way to site. Defo already lost most of his health. He's down to just 6, and then he's deleted. But that flash deals with Boaster. The trade's good. The site there's the plant open for Heaven, but they haven't got Heaven control. They haven't even attempted to take it so far. Fnatic are holding on to it. In fact, they're mounting a little bit of a retake of their own, wanting to mount this fight towards the ramp, and they've run into Nats. That blind is perfect, but a little bit too late. And now it's going to be left just into the hands of Mystic. He certainly found himself on this Astra ever since.
Yeah, as I said, it doesn't seem to last long, and the fact is a lot of these plays have just come off of his positioning, his crosshair placement. It seems irrelevant if Mech have the stones to close this, and again, Chronicle's going walkabouts. It could be everything, but it's bait! Ducker's won that fight so many times at this point. He seems like he's got Chronicle's number, and again, they're going to have to play with a disadvantage. But as we said before, that fight has not been the defining factor of this Mech defensive half.
Well, yeah, clearly, because they've lost that fight pretty much every time, right? I mean, the most they've come out of that with is a 1-to-1 trade. That was a win in their book. It's definitely being grim. At the same time, they're getting that control on their side as well. In the same fashion. Stun ready for Shados. It's going out a little bit early. Not going to catch them on the crossover. 57 seconds. Plenty of time for Fnatic to change direction on this one. They don't have to commit towards an A play. They're going to.
Yeah, and the flank's a little bit late. Like, the remaining players are still pushing through. Shados needs some sort of hero play here, if anything. He's got a little bit of support, but getting out of here is going to be very, very difficult. And they're almost just trying to buy as much time as possible for this flank, which is finally coming through. But as said, it's just a little bit late. Magnum coming up with a couple, and now you look at Defo and Nat's positions. Well, after a while, you have to feel like Fnatic are going to predict this. And you can see it. Magnum's watching.
Yeah, they've got enough players to cover every angle. That's a great stun! Both players fully stunned up, but again... what? What? I saw every bullet hit him. What are you talking about?
It's just, the second we hit OT, it's just a different beast. It's like he was saving himself for these moments, because I feel like he's had multiple 3Ks, 4Ks now just in these overtime rounds and at huge moments. And I almost feel like this round was a bit of a misread from Mech, because those players pushed all the way through B really early on, just as they were sort of taking Heaven control, and then they went all the way back through spawn. I think they were expecting Fnatic to actually wrap back around and they would catch them in mid, and well, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, certainly didn't come to reality. So this is us once again pushing up to that OT. M3C mech on the attack. Taking their way to the A site, stun up. And have the same fast lane towards the site. And by the looks of things, this one's going to be completely uncontested. A free plan for this attacking side. At least so far it's free. See what Boaster's able to do. Oh, this nade is nice. It's actually going to force them out a little bit, doing some decent damage along the way. The 1-for-1 trades, the flash to follow, and Nats just keeps on going still. Only the one kill to go his way, which leaves Shados trapped in this corner. They all know that he's here. The whole team grouping up, rushing in. He's still good for one, but Mystic will deal with him right after.
It's the best opportunity anyone's had on a defensive side so far. Mystic and Boaster, are they going to check the angle? Chronicle just hiding in the corner, and he's going to land both shots with a little help from his friend rounds in OT, as we've actually had in the whole of regulation. So if he's wrong, obviously you blame the observer, but I don't think he is.
We got one left to go, perhaps. If M3C can make this happen, Mech looking for the 17th here and now, and it's Durka rushing out on mid, but a different approach out of Mech. Chronicle's waiting for them to go by. I think he's got an idea of what he wants to do, of punishing them in the late round. I've seen it before where they attempted to go. Oh, whoa, they're actually pushing up through rope. Before we saw them attempt this, but they weren't able to get anything done on account of Fnatic so quickly making it through rope. This time they actually send Redgar in to fight them as well. That's a convincing opening duel now. Mecha finally figured out their mid-hold, and what a time to do it.
Yeah, they have just spammed so much utility just to kill Durka, and it is 100% worth it. The man is down, and now you don't have the tip of the spear on that Fnatic side anymore. And look at this setup that they've got. Complete heaven control, patiently waiting for this push to come through. Shadow still with his utility, even the fault line coming back online as they attempt to try and come back up, but Brave hits an instant headshot. Are they going to check though? Will they expect Redgar? He checks it as well. That's the A site open for business. Brave now stepping up to the plate, and that early kill, everything spent to kill off Durka. Well, there was another man with CIS blood in his veins.
This leaves us into a pretty grim situation. The run back in. Look at how much information is just completely blank for Mech. I mean, they're seeing that there's no one in vents. Little do they know. You've actually got Brave waiting to late flank them out through heaven. They're kept back by some utility on the ramp. Fnatic are just boxing them in. They're going to go for it being OT. And Defo's dropped down. That's at least a good kill to start it. This is where Brave needs to be huge on the flank. Magnum at least able to grab one. The defuse underway. They'll swing into it, stopping it at the start. Now things get dangerous. Halfway or just about. Brave coming around the corner though. He stopped the defuse. He's running the clock down. Defo wants the swing, and surely that's it one on time now.
Oh, I don't think he's got it. It's going to be close. Oh! It must have been so ridiculous.
Oh my.
Man has a stopwatch in his head. There is no shot that he managed to just die with 0.02.
Oh man, it's
God.
So close.
Oh my God.
Well,
whatever Brave's contract is, extend it by double.
they're still in the running. On the back of, I mean, you say sometimes that games are decided by a split second, by a small
That's a
decision.
split second.
0.02. And that's what stops you in your tracks, what keeps one team alive in this upper bracket run. Oh, good tag. What stops the other from already having flights booked. We go into this next OT, and Fnatic have got to be feeling good. No pauses still. You know, these teams are not catching their breath after that one. They're instead right back into the fray. 55 seconds left on the clock, and Mech, while they're about to challenge Boaster, this heaven control has been decently favorable for Mech the majority of the time. Flash attempt by Boaster, but he's not going to follow up. He's just buying time, keeping them back for now, keeping them at bay. But in fact, Mech, well, they're going back on their own. They want to go all the way back and play B. Do they maybe think the rotates have come through? Because if they do, they're very wrong. Okay, they're going back again.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, and in fact, the problem now is there's actually nobody remaining over on this A side other than, well, Magnum, someone who's been fantastic so far, but this is a little bit of an ask. He's actually going to commit to the site. He has to isolate the Jules, and while the flash will catch him just a split second before he's able to get the kill. Nothing the remaining players could do to deny this plant at least, and while
left.
It's looking like another good position for Mech.
It certainly is. Fnatic's retake certainly not to be scoffed at, but it's this.
No.
It's that. Nat's right up behind, sneaking his way on in. The rest of the team tucked in their corners, waiting, allowing Nats to make this play, and there it is. He strikes at just the right time.
Pressure on, and you have to feel like eventually Mech are going to take this over the line. Eventually, they'll manage to get one of these defensive rounds. This time, Chronicle's actually being a little bit more cheeky in towards B, but it's the mid play. Every single time, it's the mid play.
Yeah, the control on this map is just so important, taking over. It's not even about on the attack side what it opens up. It's about what it takes away from the defenders, and that's the key part. It lengthens the rotations, and it just adds a whole part of the map that they've got to be super worried about. And obviously, you can play those nasty little angles in. With a minute left on the clock, Fnatic are going to be playing this one with same way we've seen it time and time again. This flash works perfectly for someone in the corner. Paranoia takes them down in heaven with good timing. They're not using the blast pack here, so it's a little bit slower than normal. Great pick by Defo. That's Durka down, but Magnum, well, he'll dig deep to fight back. Eliminating Nats, open up the B side slightly, but Chronicle, you can't expect him to just walk through like this. This timing is fantastic. He's gonna swing through, but Magnum's ready somehow, and he's even spotted another.
Shados is here trying to delay them. He's given at least a little bit of time. He actually peeks into the fragment, but the flash is solid. Defo will be forced back. He started this round off with a pick. He's hoping to get a little bit more, and although the time is low, they should have plenty to get themselves the plant. Rekgar trying to get back in through heaven. Might know that there's a player close, but Brave is just waiting and watching the clear. Not quite going to come through in time, and now it's left on to the IGO in a 1v3. Does an extra little bit of damage, but it does look like this game is going to continue onwards unless he can find something unbelievable.
A jump piece coming through, just about to spot him. There you go. I swing out, no response from them, no kill on the back. He's actually going to reposition entirely. Ooh. When is the defensive side going to see all the love again?
Oh my
God. Another push down mid. Brave asked good for the opening, and they're out. They're not going to be greedy this time. Defo's going to try to see space elsewhere, and actually does a pretty fine job of it. He's right into the site.
Yeah, the snakebite not doing anywhere near as much damage as maybe they hoped it would. One goes down, Durka. He's found another, and the trades this time are going in Fnatic's favor. 2 players remaining. Chronicle, he's spotted. And actually, the rest of the team, they haven't turned around. They haven't looked back. Somehow he manages to get an opportunity, but it won't be enough. Fnatic will take the first defensive round. I have to say that the balls on them to go for that mid-peak once again. They did that, what, once? I think in the entirety of regulation.